Hey guys, hope you're doing well. This is Sky.
And it's Quinn, and welcome back to our third podcast.
So the other two podcasts were rather heavy, so we decided we're just gonna have a more, lighthearted, fun conversation about our friendship and some stories that we're gonna share with you.
So, we wanted to start off by how we first met, and Sky and I aren't the most graceful people, social
We're
people.
not very well, we're confident. We're just kind of socially awkward. Let's just get down to it. We're socially awkward.
Yeah. So, we both went to different middle schools, and the middle school I went to, only like a very small portion of that middle school went to fed into the high school we go to now. It was only like 23%. So I didn't really know any people or have many friends. And I don't know. Well, and Sky went to the middle school that most people fed into.
Yeah.
So she knew some people, but we ended up in a math class together freshman year, and
Yep.
we both didn't really know anybody in that class. So on the first day of school, we awkwardly said hi to each other and then didn't say anything else.
I think the first conversation I distinctly remember us having was I you were wearing that white skirt, right?
Yes.
And I said, "I like your skirt." And then you said, "Thank you." And then we kind of just didn't say anything. We kind of looked away. We were like,
Just
"Okay."
continued on with our
We're
day.
awkward.
And then we kept having like little awkward conversations
Yeah.
over the next couple weeks. I don't think we actually started having fluid conversations until sophomore year, to be honest.
No.
All our conversations were about school up until
Mostly
then.
about math because math was pain and it still is pain. We're taking
Yes.
calculus together, pain, I tell you, pain. But back then, even in ninth grade, just the teacher we had, it was a hard class, so we had to like talk about math as we were like in the hallway after our tests and stuff that were really stressful. But we were kind of like we just didn't know each other very well. We were just kind of acquaintances, so
We both kind of, the weird thing was we both wanted to be friends,
yeah,
but
we
we didn't
did.
know how to we didn't know how to tell each other we wanted to be friends. So we just kind of fumbled about.
Bottom line, if you think you want to be friends with someone, just go for it because I'm pretty sure they're going to want to be friends with you too. Life advice right there. um,
So moving on to our next story. I mean, we're going a little bit out of order here, but we just jotted some ideas down,
yeah.
and hitting the highlights. That is the weirdness of our friendship, the awesome weirdness. So we started this at the end of sophomore year, but so throughout the year we started saving our school papers because you get so many school papers, so many grades, and school's so stressful, and you get that quiz back that you hate. So we just saved all our school papers and started the end of sophomore year.
Mhm.
We pulled out Sky's fire pit and burned them.
We burned them.
A big bonfire.
As soon as school was out, we had our little burning ceremony of all of our papers. And let me tell you, I mean, Quinn knows that I like to hang on to things. So the first time especially, she was like encouraging me to just get rid of stuff, and I was like, "No, I'm going to need this."
She was
And
like,
I pretty much the stuff I saved I didn't really need, but it's kind of just this little like
sentimental.
sentimental like, what if I need it? But
She was like, oh gosh, I need to save chemistry. No, you never need to save chemistry. Don't save chemistry. Some of my best burning experiences was burning chemistry.
burning chemistry. Well, burning is chemistry right there.
Exactly.
Chemical change, chemical reaction,
Definitely.
something like that. Okay, let's move on because I don't have much more to say on that subject.
Oh, I have my.
No, on the burning, the chemistry of burning. I don't have much more to say.
So, Sky has a twin sister named Amelia, who also burns papers with us.
She does.
and she's part of the tradition. She used to go to our school, but she doesn't anymore, but she's still part of the tradition. But
Mm-hmm.
anyways, all three of us get really into it, and there's screaming, and
There's running around. One time, maybe might have jumped over the fire.
safe stuff.
You
And
know.
then we roast marshmallows and make s'mores over the burning papers
and
at the end.
we only burn papers. Like, we burn so many papers, we don't need wood. I think we had wood the first year, but the wood was completely pointless. So
yeah,
we've done this twice now. So the second year, we knew better, and we just had our school papers. Oh, and we threw in those weird, like, pamphlets or something that had, like, the shiny... We had this, some magazine, something, and it had shiny material, and then it, like, kind of, like, exploded a little when you threw it in.
Yeah, the college pamphlets.
Oh, that's what it was.
Those are the best to burn. Creating a big explosion.
Yeah,
and
just to symbolize our feelings of anger toward the school year.
Those are always the best. This year's going to be the best by far because you're burning all your school papers you're ever going to have, or the rest of your school papers you're ever going to have left in public school. Since we're seniors this year.
Unless you go to public college.
Well,
like I probably will.
I guess so, but it's a different kind of public school. I mean, this is like the standard public school.
True. So.
But burning papers, yeah, that's our favorite tradition.
Burning papers. Let's talk about our similarities here.
Wait, I just want to make one more comment.
Oh, okay.
Sky's neighbors probably hate us after burning papers. Just how loud we are. So
maybe.
I hope I never meet any of them.
Okay, anyways. Let's talk similarities, Quinn. What do we have in common here? There's the waffles.
Yes.
There's the waffles. Well, I am very weird, and I really like hotels. Like, I have an uncanny admiration for being in a hotel. And Quinn doesn't really understand, but I just love hotels, and I love, like, the complimentary breakfast you get in the morning. You wake up and you feel so fancy, and you go through the little, like, buffet line. You just get all this, like, junk, and you're like, woohoo! But they have waffles.
Quick sidebar before we get into the waffles. Last year, our orchestra, we were in the same orchestra. Well, Sky was in a different orchestra class than me, but we were in the same orchestra at school. And we were going to go to Disney World. And we signed up to room together, and Sky was like, oh my gosh, we are going to have complimentary breakfast. I was like, we're going to Disney World. And she's like, breakfast! Which,
I like food.
I mean,
who doesn't? Hey.
Everything social is food. But the best thing is the waffle iron. You get your little cup, and you fill it up with the batter, and then
the creepy, like, yellow, like, nasty, like, you don't want to look at that batter for too long. You just gotta put in that iron, you know? So you pour it into the black heated iron with all of its grime of, like, the past waffles.
You're
like,
making this sound really bad.
Well, we gotta be honest to our listeners here. It has the grime of the past waffles that people have made, you know, on the edges, the little, like, streaks, but you don't care. You just ignore it because that waffle tastes amazing. I'm telling you.
Waffles are great. I have to tell you, Leslie Knope from Parks and Rec, she had it right with her love of waffles.
She had it right.
We're definitely going to make a podcast just talking about Parks and Rec alone because my favorite TV shows ever are Parks and Rec and The Office.
We're also going to be making a podcast about the Divergent series, aren't we, Quinn?
Oh, Sky's obsessed with Divergent.
I love Divergent.
To a creepy level, like obsessed with Divergent.
It's the best. If you haven't read it, please turn this off. Just kidding. No. Finish listening and then go find the Divergent series and read it all tonight. Okay, that's not possible, but, you know. Read it all, please. So good.
But speaking of other food, okay, like I said earlier, everything social is food. Everything we do together is food. One of our great loves is sushi.
We love sushi
sushi all the time.
Yeah.
There's this cheap sushi place that normally has, if you buy one, you get one free. No, if you buy one, you get one half off.
Yeah, half off.
Something like that. But every bit of
Can we say the
free
name?
sushi.
Okay, Sushi Nami. Go to Sushi Nami.
Yes, go to
So
Sushi Nami.
good.
It's amazing.
And it's not, there's like the really expensive sushi, and we've tried that too, but like it just we're broke, so obviously we can't afford that.
Broke
But
teenage
Sushi
girls.
Nami is the answer.
Just all the time. Sky likes to drink the soy sauce.
What? No, I don't.
Well, so does her twin sister.
Okay.
They are
It's
addicted
so
to
good.
soy sauce.
I don't like drink it, I don't drink a lot. I'll just take a little sip. It tastes so good.
Soy sauce is good, but I don't know how they drink it straight. We went to a Chinese restaurant one time, and we were so hungry, and I was sitting there waiting for food. And I look over, and Sky's sister Amelia is drinking soy sauce, and I'm like, "What are you doing? That's so gross!" And I look over, and Sky's doing the exact same thing, and I'm like, "Well, friends with some interesting people."
Some interesting twins. Speaking of twins, so some people, it's kind of weird. This is very ironic because I am a twin with Amelia. Like I'm an actual biological twin. But for some strange reason, on multiple occasions, when Amelia hasn't been there, just been me and Quinn, we've been out, people have thought that we're twins. Like, we're not even, related in any way. It's so funny.
I guess when you're just friends with somebody and you hang out with them a lot, you kind of copy their mannerisms and their facial expressions.
And the way you talk a little too, honestly. I think it kind of rubs off.
We kind of copy our laughs.
It's just weird because we don't look that alike.
No, we kind of have a similar hair color and we're pretty much the same height.
Other than that, though, just very odd.
But, so now we want to get into weird things we do because there's tons of weird things we do. And I've probably used the word weird multiple times, but I have a really bad habit of using the word weird.
Now she's trying to change it and use the word odd instead, but I know that it means the same thing.
It's still being weird. Oh, gosh. I just can't stop with it. And I'm a strong believer it's only weird if you make it weird and awkward, and I make it weird and awkward all the time.
At least you're honest with yourself there.
Unfortunately. But weird things we do. Okay, so we're taking AP Lit this year, as we mentioned in our last video.
Best class ever. We will not have to burn those papers,
I still may burn some of those papers to get the spirit of it. I may save a couple, poems, because the poems are good. But, I burned my AP Lang essays last year.
Oh, no, I don't understand Quinn in that way. We took AP Lang last year, and we wrote so many essays, and then she just burned them all. And you could see the pain, the words, all of that work just burning and dying. I don't understand. I kept them all. I have them at my house. I enjoy flipping back through them and being wow, I was stressed out when I wrote that.
But those are the timed writes. You see, the timed writes, you write them in an hour, and those are super stressful, less than an hour. And I don't think those are best representations of how I write. So I save the ones that I've typed, that are on my computer, that I love. Also, just burning them is so satisfying because I'm not burning my good grade. I'm burning the pain that I went through to write them. And last year,
you are burning the good grade at the same time.
I suppose. But I've had the same lit teacher this is my third year. Sky's actually in my class this year. So she finally sees how awesome our lit teacher is because I've had her for 3 years. Anyways, but last year she wrote on one of my papers, yuck. And it was funny. It's funny now, but at the time I was kind of like, she wrote yuck on my paper.
She told me about it.
So we burned that, and that was kind of satisfying. That I just burn papers like that. I mean, I also burn the good ones. I just burn everything. I get kind of carried away.
You're weird, Quinn. You're weird.
I'm an odd person. Anyways,
we got really off track there. What were we talking about?
Weird things we do. But getting off topic is what we do. We sit down to do math homework and then we start talking about other random stuff that doesn't have to do with anything else.
Yep.
But weird things. So we were talking about AP Lit. So we read a book over the summer. We read 2 books, but one of them was A Streetcar Named Desire.
The play by Tennessee Williams. It's excellent, actually, in my opinion.
It was a good play. So Sky casually suggested we act it out. So we did. We acted it out.
We did. We went to Quinn's house and we went in the basement. Her family was upstairs, so it kind of like kept our distance from them. And we basically acted out a lot of the play.
And we acted it out until the point. You okay?
Yeah.
We acted out to the point where we were exhausted, laying on the bed, and
we just had to stop.
We just had to stop.
But this was after we took all our assessments on it, or did we have a test for that?
We had a test for the Bone Setter's Daughter. I don't think we ever had a test for that. We just talked about it.
We were done with it, and we just wanted to keep going, so we just acted it out, like the loser nerds we are.
So that was super fun. And also we mentioned earlier we're in calculus together this year, and there's this calculus song to help us remember how to set up when you're finding the derivative of something, and it's kind of this really awkward song. I'm not going to sing it for you guys because I'm pretty sure nobody wants to hear me sing it. Sky can sing it if she wants, but I don't think she wants to.
Low D high minus high D low over the square of what's below. Woohoo! Okay.
Anyways, so awkward story time. We were standing in the hallway on Monday, and we started singing the song to each other standing in the hallway.
With really weird expressions on our faces.
So, in the middle of singing the song, I looked up at our calculus teachers walking down the hallway, and Sky's singing away, and I'm like, stop, 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 stop! So, I don't know if he heard us or not, but...
I am afraid that I think he did, honestly. He was, like, right there, and then I turned around. Oh, gosh. Oh, well. He knows that we're very dedicated calculus students.
Dedicated calculus students. I mean, honestly, I would throw calculus away in a heartbeat, but, Alright, so, coming back to lit, because, everything's going to be based around lit. Well, everything we talk about this year is going to be based around lit and calculus, because those are our 2 classes we have together. Mm-hmm. But in lit, we have to do these illusion presentations. Normally they're, tied to, biblical things. And, illusions you see in literature that are...
Sometimes it's, mythology.
Yeah, mythology or references the Bible. And so, each semester, every student has to present an illusion presentation. And I am horrible talking in front of people, which is quite funny. I'm doing a podcast because... But it's different because there's nobody here right now, and you guys are going to listen to us later. But I was super, super nervous about my illusion presentation. So
before she actually presented this, we kind of made up a little plan. Not that we'd ever really follow through with this, but just to kind of lighten up the mood because she was kind of stressed out. So there's this song, and what's it called?
It's called Polaroid, by Imagine Dragons. And we were singing this song all the time. It's really catchy. We were harmonizing it. And if you've ever heard the song, it goes, I am the color of boom. Sky thought it was, I am the color of booze.
I don't know. Okay, I'm one of those people, I just can't hear things. People probably think that I'm just deaf. Because, I'm the person that's excuse me, what'd you say? Sorry, can you repeat that one more time? One more time? And I, ask people to repeat stuff a bazillion times. But I did this another time with another song, the, swing, I'm gonna swing from the chandelier song or whatever.
Yeah.
I thought that was, I'm gonna swing from the chimney eaves. And I didn't think it made sense, but I thought that's what it was saying, so I just sang it. And one time I was blasting it out, at it was a birthday party, Sweet 16 for one of my friends, and they were playing it, and we were just all singing it, goofing around, and then everyone looks at me what are you saying? You're so off. So yeah.
It's okay,
But
Sky.
anyways, back to Lit.
Well, I have another. I kind of do the thing too where I mess up song lyrics. I just thought of this really quickly. Then we'll get back to Lit. But
Okay.
have you ever heard the song "Riptide"? The part where it goes and they come unstuck.
Yeah.
I always thought it was "and the car won't start." So I would sing that.
Wait, and it's supposed to be
and they come unstuck.
And they come unstuck.
And I was singing "and the car won't start."
Well.
So that's not how that works at all. Anyways, coming back to Lit once again, tangent courtesy of Sky and Quinn.
Oh, tangent like calculus. Woo! Okay, sorry.
Okay, so we came up with this little plan because we were so good at harmonizing it. So, how are we gonna do it again, Sky?
Okay, wait. So she's sitting up in the front with the computer, going through the PowerPoint and presenting. I'm just in like, the audience of the class, like everyone's watching her. So I was gonna stand up and say,
"Oh, how did it come to this?"
Oh yeah. Oh, how did it come to this?
And then the next line, I was gonna be like, "Love is a Polaroid," because the thing was, I was gonna look at her when it got really awkward, and we were gonna lighten the tension. Except it was just kind of a joke. We weren't gonna actually do it.
But like, if you can just imagine, like, she's giving this presentation about like it was about doubting Thomas from the Bible. Anyways, I just stand up casually and I belt out, this line that's just so like, how did it come to this? So like, oh, she's doing terrible. How did it come to this? And then she just looks at me and she's like, "Love's a Polaroid!" And then everyone's just really incredibly confused and weirded out. And then
this is kind of like our fantasy weird things.
Yeah.
Speaking of weird stories, well, this is a weird story that would have happened if we acted it out, but we have an actual weird story. This is one of my favorite stories. At the time, it wasn't very funny because we were kind of freaked out, but I used to drive Sky to school in the morning, and this is back in like January. But I picked her up one morning, and she was eating a bagel in my passenger seat. And it was like covered in butter, and it was like all over her paper towel. And so when you're done eating the bagel, I'd eat it with the bagel. I mean, not the bagel, the paper towel. Well, obviously, you'd eat the bagel. But she didn't have anything to do with the paper towel. And my car is kind of, it's not ancient, but it has those roll down windows. I don't know if you've ever seen them, but you actually roll down the window. It's not a power window. And so Sky was like, "Hey, can I roll down your window?" And I was like, "Sure." So she starts rolling it down, and I'm like, "You gotta roll it down faster." And so she rolled it down faster, and then she chucked the paper towel out the window. And I'm like, "I didn't know you were gonna litter." And then we kind of laughed about it. But then the guy behind us started aggressively honking at us.
This is why you don't litter. Also, don't ruin the environment, but I don't care about the environment enough.
But we didn't know what to do. He was honking and we were about to make a turn. And so I was like, "Should you get out and go get it?" But then we had to turn. And so we drove away, and this guy like followed us to school. And we were so freaked out. And I'm like, "They're gonna track my car down and they're gonna find me and the police are gonna come."
And then Quinn kept telling me, "You're gonna pay for this when they give me the ticket." I was like, "Great," because I just threw a paper towel out the window. But honestly, I don't really know why I threw the paper towel out the window. Sometimes you just you imagine yourself doing something and you don't really think you're gonna do it, and then you accidentally actually do it, and that's kind of how this played out. I'm not really the littering type or anything like that.
But you had nothing to do with the butter paper towel. I mean, I didn't want that in my car.
Yeah. So I was kind of like, do I face the wrath of Quinn? Not that you're a wrathful person, but do I throw out the window?
You have to respect Matilda. My car's name is Matilda.
Yeah, her car has a name.
Love Matilda. She has multiple nicknames. Sometimes it's Matilda or Tilly. Or Tills. Or also it's this little tiny 4-cylinder car. My favorite is 4 Silly Tilly. I'm super weird. People also find it weird when I'm like, "Oh, I left that in Matilda. Oh, you want to come sit in Matilda with me?" And he's like, "What?"
Just sounds just a little odd, sitting in a person.
Yeah, but little do they know, Matilda is no person. But it got to the point where Sky texted her parents to make sure they couldn't stalk us down and have the police come to our house.
And they reassured us that everything was going to turn out fine. And you know what? In the end, nothing happened,
Yeah.
and we went on with our merry lives.
It's just a funny story because we were pretty freaked out. But coming back to some other weird stories. So
Oh,
we
I think we should talk about that special time when we went on a bike ride.
okay. Once again,
Well, okay.
coming back to our lit teacher.
Yeah.
This year, I found out that our lit teacher lives on Sky's street.
Yeah.
So we were riding bikes down her street, and I'm actually really bad at riding bikes. Sky's teaching me how to ride a bike again because I'm pretty bad at riding bikes. And we were riding down the street, and as we were riding down the street, we saw our lit teacher. And so I remember this one time where my bio teacher was like, when students see teachers in the wild, it's so awkward. And he said that he's seen like students in the grocery store and they're hiding behind cereal boxes. And then he's like, it's so weird. It's like teachers in the wild. And so we were super awkward and we didn't really know what to do. We're like, oh my gosh, that's our lit teacher.
We didn't know we were gonna see her. It was just so random. There she was with her dogs. We were like, what?
So then
Crazy.
I started going, teachers in the wild. I don't think she heard that. Hopefully not.
Hopefully not. And then I started laughing really awkwardly. I was like, oh my gosh, we're gonna talk to her. I tried to turn around, and then we just kept going. And we had a really pleasant conversation with her. It was good.
So I guess teachers in the wild isn't as weird as my bio teacher thought. But now we're going to jump around to another story because, we just have so much to say. We've been talking for 26 minutes so far. So this is already 10 minutes longer than our last podcast. But we just have so much to share about our friendship.
We do.
Anyway, so we played Manhunt one time. This is actually really recently. We were playing Manhunt. And I was playing with my two brothers and their friends. And
so there's 3 boys.
There's 3 boys. They were all on one team, and then Sky and I were on another team. So I would think I was guarding the base because one of my brothers and his friend was in jail, or maybe only one of them was in jail. But my brother Evan was standing on base, and Sky was guarding base till he ran off. And I was guarding jail, so I was kind of like hiding in the bushes, waiting for Evan to come.
You could see us, right, Quinn?
Mm-hmm, I could see you from in the bushes.
So basically, I was kind of bored, I'll be honest. I was talking to her brother, and I was just like, okay, this is nice. And I was standing on this brick wall, and there's like a big, like, it goes way down.
It's like a drop-off.
Yeah, it's like a drop-off, and
because
then there's like these AC units underneath on the ground below.
It's because I have a walkout basement, so it's kind of like from the first floor down to the basement area.
So basically, Evan is like, you should totally just jump off. And like, I'd kind of seen him running around earlier, and he kind of jumped off from something else. But I don't think that's where he was jumping off from. But the way he told it to me, I thought that's where he was jumping off from. But I was like, okay. And I was about to jump off when Quinn...
I stood by the bushes and screamed, no, don't jump off, you're gonna break your legs! And Sky was surprised to see me there, because I was like hiding in the bushes, watching them, and she was literally about to jump off, and then we started talking, and I was like, oh, they're in jail. And while we were talking, my other brother and his friend ran around the side of the house and won. So we basically lost.
But she saved me from breaking my leg, so I think that was pretty courteous of you, Quinn.
Yes, definitely. And we need to wrap this up now because we've been talking for a long time. But I just want to let you guys know we started a new Instagram page.
Yep, it's called SkyQuinn107, and you should follow us. We're probably just gonna post every time we create a podcast so that you guys can know instead of just checking. Or you can subscribe too, and then they'll see that
subscribe.
Way. Yeah.
And I think I put a link to our YouTube channel on
On
the
the
Instagram.
Oh, on the Instagram, yeah.
But be sure to give this video a thumbs up, and I hope you watch us again.
This has been Sky and Quinn.
Thanks for watching.